Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us on the news briefing this Thursday, June 5th. We are going to start the briefing with our bi-weekly update about the recovery at the Vista Power Plant for the community. We're very pleased to have Rick Encarnacion from our Environmental Health Bureau to give us an update. Good afternoon, Rick.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Rick Encarnacion, Director of Environmental Health, County of Monterey. We'd like to report that your local health inspectors from the Environmental Health Bureau continue to cooperate and coordinate with our federal and state partners for inside the facility for the cleanup of the batteries with the US EPA, who leads those efforts. And then outside of the area within the community, your local health inspectors from the Environmental Health Bureau are helping leading the effort. We are continuing with our community sampling plan. We have about 3 more sites to collect samples from. We have our dashboard online in a GIS mapping format, and our contact information on the website, and I'm going to post that in the chat, as well as the link to the dashboard. We're also, along with the Department of Emergency Management and the Housing and Community Development, the building inspectors, are continuing to evaluate the emergency action plans per code as we review that plans to ensure that they meet requirements and our standards and our expectations. And that is for both operators, Vistra and PG&E. So those are under review. And with that, I'd just like to let the public to know that the Environmental Health Bureau, your local health inspectors, we're still here. We will continue to ensure that services are provided with respects to ensuring that we continue to monitor and evaluate, assess the environmental impacts that this incident has brought about and may need to continue for further monitoring and ensuring responsible parties are accountable. And with that, that's the end of my report, and I'll be ready for any questions. Thank you.
Rick, thank you very much. And thank you for also including information about the EAP and its review. I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about that. That has certainly come up with the recent incident and then with recent communication from PG&E regarding their facility.
Sure. An emergency action plan, much like exists for many other kinds of businesses, and in terms of county services, it's a plan. It's a plan that allows for coordination and communication during a significant incident. For instance, we have many ammonia plants here in the county that run refrigeration, or refrigeration plants in the ag community that have refrigerant, ammonia. And in case of an accidental release, we apply and review and implement the actions set forth in the emergency action plan. Same with the dam in Nacimiento River. These are plans that coordinate efforts, inform, and with respects to the battery plants, we're definitely taking into account past incidents, what we've learned, and again, like what I've mentioned, our expectations. So those are under review, and the major reviewers within the county include the Environmental Health Bureau, the Department of Emergency Management, Housing and Community Development, our building inspectors, zoning officials. Along with that also is the North County Fire and any other agency that would be involved with emergency response, fire, law enforcement, etc.
Thank you, Rick. We've talked a lot about that plan, but not many people may be aware of exactly what it is and that review. Are there any other questions for Rick before we move on to our next topic? I see nothing in chat and I'm not seeing any hand raised. Rick, thank you very much for this update. We really do appreciate it. And for those who follow with this with interest, the next update will be at the Board of Supervisors later this month, and we'll get the word out about that update as well. Thank you very much, Rick. New this week, related to the Vista facility, are the results of a regional survey that was conducted in response to the battery fire. Now, the survey was conducted by 2 county health departments, and the results offer some valuable insights. We're very pleased to have Dr. Moreno from our Public Health Bureau with the county to talk about the survey and the results. Good afternoon, Dr. Moreno.
Good afternoon, Mayor. Can you hear me okay?
Sure can.
Great. Hello, everyone. So, Ed Moreno, I'm the Public Health Director for Monterey County, and I also serve as the health officer. So, yes, the health department's released results of a survey that we conducted following the Moss Landing battery facility fire. And the objective of the survey was twofold. One is to gather information about what concerns individuals may have had about their health during and following the fire, and also to gather information about how individuals may have received notifications and guidance during the event. In addition, the purpose of the survey was to inform current and future public health response strategies. So I'd like to share just a little bit of information about the results at this time. But before I do that, I want to thank everyone who took the time to complete the survey. We really do appreciate your participation and your input. So regarding the respondents, a little over 1,500 surveys were completed and submitted. Of those, most responders, about 65%, lived or worked in Monterey County, followed by approximately 25% from Santa Cruz County, and all other respondents lived or worked in other counties. The highest response rate was seen in the area immediately surrounding Moss Landing. Now, regarding health impacts, about 82% of about 1,200 responders, which is about 82% of those that responded to the survey, they reported experiencing at least one symptom following the fire. In addition, 286 respondents sought care for the symptoms, and most of those contacted or visited their primary care provider. And finally, there were concerns about environmental impacts as well as health impacts, and both environmental and health impacts were equally noted on the survey results. And regarding emergency communication, the respondents learned about the incident through various sources, with most reporting that they'd received information from the news, social media, and from family and friends. In addition, many individuals reported that not receiving notifications through the county alert systems. Now, as I've already mentioned, the purpose of the survey was to inform current and future public health response strategies. So as a result of this survey, public health hopes to understand better the health concerns and health impacts specifically related to battery facility fires. Public health hopes to create, disseminate future public health guidance that will be more readable and more appropriate for our diverse communities. Also we hope to encourage members of the public to enroll in emergency alert systems if they're not already enrolled. And finally, to increase the number of our medical providers that participate in our public health advisory system. And that system provides guidance to healthcare providers during and after health emergencies and disasters. So with that, I encourage members of the public to visit the County of Monterey's 2025 Moss Landing Vista Power Plant Fire website, where they can find the report, as well as additional information related to the battery fire. In addition, should anyone have any questions about the survey, they're welcome to contact our public health team via email at phbcommunitysurvey@countyofmonterey.gov. Thank you.
Dr. Moreno, I really appreciate you coming here and walking through some of the insights from the survey. And I think it's really important for the community to understand the results of the survey. And you went through kind of a bullet point list of what to do with this information. Is there anything that stood out in reading the results that might be the first thing on your list of things you'd like to work on? Because, there's always the concern in the community this could happen again, and we want to be better prepared.
Thanks. Thanks, Matt. No, we've just completed the survey report, and we just released it. So the next step will be to review it with internally within public health and look at where the opportunities may lie to use the information to improve on the areas that I mentioned.
And then for those who did not receive emergency alerts, alertmontereycounty.org is the place to go to get those emergency alerts. So we really want people to step up and make sure that they're getting all the information they need. Are there any other questions for Dr. Moreno before we go on to our next topic? I'm seeing none. Dr. Moreno, thank you so much for sharing the information about the survey today.
Sure, my pleasure.
So our last topic, last but not least, last year, Hitchcock Road Animal Services adopted 60 pets into new homes in one day as part of a statewide Adopt a Pet Day. And they are hoping to do the same or better this year. We're very pleased to have Cindy Burnham with Hitchcock Road Animal Services here to talk about this special event coming up this weekend.
Hi, Maya, thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Cindy Burnham. I'm going to share a quick couple slides here because pictures of pets are way better. Okay, so yes, I'm Cindy Burnham, Animal Services Administrator at Hitchcock Road. And just a quick reminder, we're at 160 Hitchcock Road. We've provided our hours. We have shelter hours as well as adoption hours. And we do take lost and stray pets from unincorporated Monterey County, the cities of Salinas, Greenfield, Delray Oaks, Marina, Carmel, and CSUMB. We don't accept owner or pet surrendered pets that are surrendered by their owners, but we're happy to help discuss local resources if you need us. So what is California Adopt a Pet Day? California Adopt a Pet Day is a statewide adoption event where participating shelters across California are waiving adoption fees. We're also doing a cross California promotion. All of our adoption fees are sponsored by the ASPCA and I believe also San Francisco SPCA, with the goal of adopting as many pets as we can. Maya was correct. Last year we adopted 60 statewide, over 3,600 were adopted, and this year's goal is over 5,000. And so we're getting ready. We're in prep mode. Excuse me. Some people ask why adopt a shelter pet. There's a lot of reasons. It's rewarding. We've got all kinds. Like it used to be, oh, there's only mixes and, you know, dogs with problems. That's not the case. We've got purebreds, we've got mixes, we've got trained animals, we've got untrained animals, we've got young, we've got old. There's really, it's not as specific as the dogs that have problems or, you know, we have it all these days. I've seen more purebreds in the last couple of years than I think I've seen in 15. But also adopting from your local shelter, you are receiving an animal who's had some vet care, who's spayed and neutered, who's vaccinated, who's microchipped at usually a price that far exceeds it doesn't exceed what you'd pay at a vet. So you have an animal that's already started off with some of that care. And you're also helping animals that don't have homes. And we all know that there's a pet overpopulation problem, and helping a shelter pet really does truly save a life. It saves the life for the one you adopted, but also it makes room for the next one who needs us. So it's just a faster, affordable, and rewarding way to find a new pet. All right, so what are we doing on Saturday? We are having a free adoption event from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are having some food vendors here because while you're waiting, you can get some snacks. We've got a photo booth you can take some pictures in. You'll be able to meet your cats and dogs, kittens and puppies. We're also waiving licensing fees for the day. We've also got, when you adopt, you receive access to affordable pet behavior and training opportunities, as well as low-cost resources around our area to help you be successful as a pet owner. We do ask if you have a dog and you want to come and get another one, bring your dog so that we can do a meet and greet, so that we can make sure everybody's ready to have a successful adoption experience. And I do have this flyer in Spanish as well that we can provide after the presentation. I'll give it to Maya. We've got a sneak peek of some of the dogs. Albion, Zoe, Lulu, Henna, and Ruby. These are all an example of the different variety of dogs that we have. We've got some puppies. We've got some different breeds. Cats. I specifically did not put little kittens on here because everybody wants kittens. We will have kittens. They will be there. So we're all getting ready. We will not be doing adoptions tomorrow, just because we need a day to get all the paperwork and everything ready, but we will be ready to go at 10 a.m. I do recommend folks get here a little earlier if there's a specific pet they are looking for. Last year we had folks lining up at 9 a.m. So we are just going to be ready to start adopting out these pets.
Cindy, first of all, I'm already in love with all the pictures that you just put up. So adorable. Was that a tripod cat that I saw in one photo?
It was Equinox. So Equinox is our kind of our shelter favorite right now. He came in with actually a really badly broken front leg, and so we couldn't save the leg. So we did amputate it. Equinox very much wants to be the only cat in the household. But he's super sweet here and he's getting around, not a problem with those 3 legs.
And then talk a little bit more about the training opportunities, because that is a real bonus for people that adopt a pet, where you're getting the value of the veterinary services and the vetting of the animal, but you've got to kind of bond with each other and get to know what is expected and know what the rules are. And that training can be just a real value added.
Yes, so we've partnered with Good Pup, and Good Pup offers one-on-one, like online training sessions. You get, when you adopt, we give you a QR code, you get the first week free, and then you can sign up, and actually anybody can sign up. It's not just for adopters, but we know there's a struggle to find cost-effective and time-effective training for pups. And so we've had good success with folks going through Good Pup and using them as a resource when that puppy you adopted is, you need a little help with them, or if it will help keep a successful pet relationship, then it's a great resource. And again, you can share it with anybody. So all adoptions come with that resource.
Thank you, Cindy. So remind everyone again, it's a Saturday from 10 to 4, and also things that people should bring along with them.
Yes, so it's 10 to 4. We will, it'll be out front. You can't miss us. We do ask, adopters do need to be 18. We will ask for your ID just to make sure you are who you say you are. If you have another dog and you're adopting one, we will ask you to bring that dog, bring somebody to help you. We don't want to leave them in the car, but we can, once you meet them, we can do a little interaction just to make sure everybody's, agreeable to the new situation. And then just bring a smile and be prepared to meet some critters.
And I can tell you it's a lot of fun. I'm a multiple shelter fail adopter. So it's really worth people's time to come down, meet them. I think people will be very pleasantly surprised to see the fantastic animals that you have there.
Yeah, no, we're excited. Our goal is, if we don't have 60, is everything that's adoptable gets adopted. We want to clear the house.
Sounds good to me. Thanks very much, Cindy. And thanks everyone for joining us on the news briefing this week. Our next briefing is next week, and we'll see you then.